You're watching The Edward Fowler Show. Now, here's your host, Edward Fowler.
And welcome to another episode here of my show. We are here with my guest tonight. You're, of course, a great artist yourself with, with your huge tour as well coming up. And I'm looking forward to trying all that. And, it's a pleasure to have you on my show. Thank you so much for accepting to go on the show tonight, Sam.
No worries. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
No, absolutely. And, you are a tremendous artist. And when it was announced that, you guys from, of course, Revenant was contacted by our mutual connection about appearing on my show this evening. Did you do any digging to see what on earth you get yourself into, or you thought, well, why not?
No, we like to kind of just go in and just kind of do these things. And if I'm being completely honest, it's been so mad since the singles come out. It's just kind of like bang, 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 bang with all these interviews and bits and pieces. So I'm looking forward to it, but I've got no idea what I've got myself in for.
Well, I hope that by the end of it, you'd be like, oh, this is a pretty good chat, and hopefully, it makes it a bit different from all the other interviews that you've done since the singles have come out as well. And
Wicked.
of course, the new EP comes out on April the 11th as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about the EP. Where did the drive come from? Is this hopefully going to take you to next heights as well?
Yeah, I think. I mean, we were lucky, really. In terms of all four of us. So myself, Matt, Robin, and Carl. We work really well together as like a songwriting team, and we kind of only really can write about what we know. And I think that's things like public service announcement is about being a teenager and people telling you what not to do, and you're going to do the complete opposite of that. Best Medicine's effectively a love song. Runaway Rage is about being angry. Least I Can Do is a song that Matt wrote for his other half and his kids. And then Miss You is a song I wrote about losing my grandparents. So all we really want to do is write catchy songs that people can relate to, because I think no one cares if I can play 100,000 notes in a guitar solo. What they care about is if a song is a song and if it resonates with them. So that's what we've tried to do with this, and I think it's come across really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I got to mention as well, it's called Best Medicine.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Making sure it didn't say meditate. Just thinking. Just making sure I got that right. Yeah, Best Medicine. It's coming out on April 11th across all different sites, not just on streaming, but on CDs, also on, of course, digital. Any plans for any vinyls? Because I know at the moment, vinyls are doing hugely well, aren't they? Like a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'd love to do a vinyl eventually, and we think we're working towards that. But right now, we're just trying to get it to as many people as possible. So, like you say, streaming physical copies at the gigs and order from the website. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, exactly. And I got to mention, we're showing the graphic on the screen right now of the alcoholic drink of the EP, of course, Best Medicine.
Yeah.
Who came up with the concept to go with the alcoholic drink? Which is a great eye-catching product, by the way. It's very unique, and I'm not seeing anything like this before. So you've done a very good job at getting as many eyes as possible on it.
Yeah, I think. Well, we a mutual friend of ours, her name's is an artist. She's called Sarah Jane, and she came. We basically gave her free reign. We gave her the songs to listen to, and said, go with what you think, really. And she really resonated with a line, a couple of lines in Best Medicine, the song, and she came up with what you're seeing there. She designed the distressed label herself, and on the back of the EP, there's some little bottles with the song titles on, and then we got our friend Rob Blackham to take the photos of that. But yeah, and when she came up with the idea of having it as like a medicine alcoholic kind of bottle vibe, we kind of went with it because we think that we're the shot in the arm that rock music needs. So why not?
Indeed, why not? And you guys only been around since when, like what, 2023? So
Yeah.
which is quite impressive from you guys to, from where you started out to where you are now. I guess it's quite mind blowing for you guys. Do you ever thought you would get this much attention in less than 2 years?
No, definitely. I mean, no, is the honest answer to that. We started the band. Matt and I knew each other from a previous band we were in. Matt tried for about for about 2 months, I think, to convince me to sing again.
Okay.
So because originally I didn't want to sing again, but he convinced me to do it. And then Carl came into the band. I texted him and asked him if he knew anybody that would be interested, and Carl said, "Yeah, but I'll do it." Um, and Robin, the best story about this is Robin. Matt said to Robin in the pub one night, "Do you want to be in the band because you look really cool?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I'll come and audition." And Matt said, "Nah, don't worry about that. Just join the band because you look really good." Um, and then we got in a room for the first time just to make sure that we had a bit of chemistry. And it's cliche, but I had the initial startings of what was coming back to life, and we wrote that song in about 40 minutes. So lightning hit the room, um, and off we went. But we were really conscious. We didn't want to just put the band together, go out and gig. We took our time. We really wanted to write some songs that meant something and develop a bit of a show before we went out. But none of us could even imagine that it would have this much kind of traction already and people would love it as much as they do.
That's cool. That's good too. Now, two things from that, what you just mentioned. One is why did it take them a long time to persuade you to join this band? Was that because you were kind of like, yeah, I've had a go, I've lived my dream, let me try something else? Was that the reason behind it at first, or was it something else?
Well, so the band that Matt and I were previously in, we had both joined because we'd taken a break effectively from I'd um I'd kind of in the previous band I was in, I'd worn myself out. Like I couldn't. I'd run myself into the ground. I'd done what I'd had enough of that as a relationship breakdown, all of that kind of stuff. Um, and Matt had a break from playing guitar, so we got back into that previous band, or we got into that previous band to just play again and to just do some, um, play some music ultimately. Um, and that's all I wanted to do. I had no intention of going back to singing or anything like that. And Matt actually found my previous recordings and the previous things that I'd done. And I got a ringing endorsement from his grandmother who he played the stuff to. And then he eventually started to play it to other people. And they said, "Well, why isn't Sam singing?" And he basically just sold me an idea that we could have a bit more creative control and we could write our own stuff. And he really believed in my voice, which was nice to hear. So, and I loved Matt's playing and working with him. So it was kind of that, yeah, he wore me down.
Fair enough. But I'm glad you're in the band, and I hope that with his constant pestering about you to join the band, I bet you now are actually pleased you have done. And I hope that you're not losing that energy again, which you've done previously. I hope you're still enjoying it and hopefully helping to take this band to the next level.
Yeah, 100%. We're all four of us work really well together, as I've said, but equally we're not no one's arrogant, no one's too big for their boots, and we're always coming up with things, whether it be in the rehearsal room, in a live show, or just being together that we think, yeah, this is really cool. We always have a laugh doing it, and I think that's the key thing. We all have fun doing it, and that then breeds the rest will follow.
Good to hear. Second point from what you mentioned before,
Mhm.
when your friend, mentioned about having a pint or whatever it was, the occasion in the pub, were
Yeah.
they both drunk at the time when they asked each other this, or were they both kind of sober, or was the other person, Robin,
Yeah.
drunk at the time when
No,
he said, "Oh yeah, I'll join"?
no, I don't think it was like that at all. I think we knew Robin from gigs and stuff that we'd
Yeah.
done. Matt more so than myself, but no, I think there might have been a couple of pints down, but I don't think it was anything. I don't think it was anything drastic.
So nothing like, oh, I now regret joining this band or whatever like that
It,
afterwards, or
Yeah, if Robin isn't pleased to be in the band, he's certainly got a wicked poker face. So I'm hoping that he is really
Well, I
enjoying
mean,
it.
like maybe at first he might have been like, "What have I got myself into?" But now actually now enjoying all the great things about being a part of a band, the close bonds he's made with yourself and the other band members as well.
Yeah, I think Robin's actually really good at he he's a man of few words, but when he does suggest something, it is it is really wise. Like we've been all these songs that we've written. Robin will kind of sit there and take it all in, and then go, actually, have you thought about doing this? Or we've kind of already done that before. Let's change it up. Um, and also, Robin's background is a sound engineer background. So if we think we sound good, he makes sure that we do, rather than just let us think that we actually that we sound better than we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you guys have been wowing many different audiences since you guys started. You were here in Manchester last, I believe it was last May, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, we did May. We came up and played at Rebellion, and then consequently we came up and played Five Up Festival after that in August.
Yes. Yeah. So I hope you'll be back in good old Manchester again very soon because, of course, as you should know, this is the place to be. The best city in the world is right here in Manchester. So I hope you come back, and I hope that when you did perform at the Rebellion and at the festival, that I hope that you got a greeted welcome from all Mancunians.
Oh, do you know what? It actually has been one of our highlights. We went up when we played it was a battle of the bands ultimately, a Rebellion.
I like
But
that.
everyone was it was so nice. It was great, we were well looked after, and we genuinely we didn't expect much because we thought we were just going to be viewed as the upstarts from the south. Um but no, it was wonderful. And even past that, when we got onto the festival, it was just so everyone's just so nice, and yeah, we'll definitely be back.
Good.
Sort of as we go on. Yeah,
Good, good to hear because Manchester is a welcome city, and I think that they always welcome, I guess, strangers from outside the city. I think with a welcome hand, and I think that you've made an incredible impact on the locals and of the people of Manchester. So we look forward to seeing you guys back smashing out the new EP maybe as well next time you come around.
yeah, definitely. We're always writing, so there might even be a few surprises in there as well. But yeah, we can't wait to get there. When that is, we'll let you know.
Good. I like the teaser, by the way. We love teaser on this show. We love it. We love it. So when I guess your publicist who reached out to myself and hopefully after this you may go on Google or YouTube or whatever you might do and Google this and think, wow, okay, this guy's got some interesting guests in the past and you know and like when you guys were starting out, a few years ago, I mean, who were some of the inspirations of the band's creation then? Was there any inspiration from other great up and coming bands in the same genre as yourselves, or there something from maybe your childhoods where it's thought,
Yeah,
wow, I want to try and do something even as great as this or even better?
yeah. Well, Matt and I are big Thin Lizzy fans, and then it was just a coming together of so my background is blues music, and I love and the early classic rock bands. So we're all fans of Led Zeppelin. We're all fans of, like I said, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses. But then Matt loves metal bands. He's a big Metallica fan, Megadeth, those kind of things. Carl's big into his, as well as the classic rock, into his punk bands. And Robin loves bands like Avenged Sevenfold, Blackstone Cherry. Um, but one thing we all seem to be a big fan of is um, is songwriters. And when I say that, I mean people like Chris Stapleton, Chris Cornell, those kinds of people. And that was definitely a factor in us putting the band together because we wanted to write, although we wanted to write rock songs, we wanted to write songs that people could relate to. And that's what I think Chris Stapleton and Chris Cornell do really, really well. I mean, Best Medicine is a direct influence from Chris Stapleton because he had a song called Second One to Know, and he put the chorus right at the start, just hits people with the chorus straight away, and we thought bugger it, we're going to do the same same thing.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. And I think we were also looking at other bands like the Dust Coder and the bands like the Treatment and stuff like that, who had come from similar backgrounds to us, or worked their way up and got into the new wave of classic rock scene and stuff like that. And we thought, you know what, that scene looks really good, and we think we've got songs that match those, um, and we want to go out and celebrate that as well. So yeah, but ultimately we formed the band to write good songs and play good gigs, and if everyone else digs it, then great.
Yeah, absolutely. And just keep up the great work because it's working so far. And who
Appreciate
knows,
that.
this time next year you may have, I don't know, maybe 1 million followers. Who knows what your future is going to be? And you're like, forget about this show. I'm too big now.
No, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got when I was a youngster was be nice to the people on the way up because you'll need them on the way down. And
Yes.
we're really proud of the fact that we've got great social media interaction with people, and with we want to maintain that. We don't want to be that band that get too big for their boots and don't want to talk to anybody anymore or anything like that. So yeah, long may that continue.
Good, good. But you're more willing to come back on this show anytime you like,
Love to.
as long as you are happy to, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Good, good to hear. So I guess for the people who are watching this here on YouTube or across my audio platforms, if they've never heard of your band or yourself, and this is their first time listening to this conversation, what makes you and the band, I guess, stand out from other bands in the same genre as yourself? What do you guys do to bring, I guess, new fans to you as well as existing fans of you guys?
I think
If that makes sense.
yeah, no, I get you. I think we are a classic rock band with catchy melodies and sing-along choruses, and I think people don't have to be musicians, or they don't have to be purely rock fans to get on with our stuff. I think that there are people can listen to our music and have uh, human experiences, human emotions, have reactions to that make them feel something. So I think that's why we're good at what we do and why it's going the way that it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think you guys, as an outsider looking in, I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job on that.
Thank
I
you.
say I say it all the time to anybody who comes on the show, but I do mean it. Every time I bring on new artists, well, new artists for me anyway. But I always say the same thing. Yeah, I think you all do different things to make it energetic and
Mm.
interesting and something outside of the box. And there's not many bands, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but I hope my viewers will let me know, or listeners, that start a song with a chorus. It's not often I see that. So I think you guys
Mm.
do something unique, and I hope you guys keep on thinking outside of the box. I know it's quite hard to do so because of social media and the different bands able now to stop anytime, anywhere through TikTok or Instagram now. Makes it so much easier for a lot of competition in the different in this niche which we call music. But I mean, for you, when you guys started in 2023, again, social media was very booming at this point compared to maybe 20 years ago when it was
Mm.
not very much dead, and websites and other things were booming instead. Uh, Going forward for you, how are you going to try and keep topping yourself? Because I guess it's going to come to a point where it's going to be hard to keep breaking that glass ceiling of sorts.
Yeah, I think for us, it's about constantly um checking ourselves and asking ourselves, what haven't we done yet? What could we do more of? Is there something that we haven't thought about ourselves yet? And look, at the end of the day, music, there's so much music out there these days, and there's only 12 notes, right? So it would be difficult to completely break new ground. But having said that, I think as long as we're doing stuff that excites us and is constantly improving on the previous thing that we've done, then for us we'll be happy. And I think fans will love that as well, because they're not going to get um, the same thing all the time. For example, our live show is completely different to what you hear on the record, and I think that that's another thing that people can experience, right? So I think those kind of things all combined will keep us pushing forward. And ultimately, I genuinely think if we get to a point where we don't think we're doing that, and we don't think we're doing something that excites us, or that's pushing forward, I think we'll probably call it a day. But that's a long way off.
Good to hear. What's the, I guess, one word to describe the band? So I guess what, if you guys, I guess, weren't making no music for in this particular band, what do you think people will make of you guys in one word?
I think, oh God, um, that's such a great question, but one of the
Thank
worst
you.
questions at the same time. Um,
Well, then it is new for me because I watched something and I thought they asked something similar and I thought, and I did some thinking myself, thought, how come with this question? This is
yeah,
gonna be a good thinker question for my guest.
yeah, I think if the one that keeps jumping to the front of my head is catchy, because I think
I like that.
that's what our songs are. They're
Yeah.
catchy. They've got choruses that you can sing. So catchy would be my word. But if you ask me next week, it might be different.
Well, that's understandable, but I think that's good. Catchy is the key, I think, and many fans and many bands nowadays don't always get that with their music, with the catchiness of it. And I think you guys or your fan base are doing a phenomenal job. And I know people will be wondering, I guess, where's the furthest your music has gone, I guess, to be discovered? Have you got some crazy place where you never thought anybody would listen to our music in this part of the world?
Yeah, we got words before this weekend that Best Medicine had reached Japan,
Wow,
which is
impressive.
which is mad. Um, but even though, I mean, when we started the band and the first EP, What a Time to Be Alive, was out,
Yeah.
when we started to push that and we found out that it was being streamed in like Brazil, and
Wow.
it's mad that these things, and we do sit there genuinely in our rehearsals and go, wow, we've been played in South America. Like, who's listening to us in South America? Um, so yeah,
Is,
but
is,
Japan
is
was
it
a cool
quite a
one.
cult? Is it quite a cult following as well? You getting a lot of big listeners in Brazil and in Japan now as well?
Yeah, I think I mean Japan remains to be seen, but equally, I think when we looked at our Spotify
Yeah,
stats, the second and third top performing countries were like, or areas were like Scandinavia and South America.
interesting.
So equally, I'd love to go to those places and play gigs. I think that would be, you read about as a kid Guns N' Roses playing to like 500,000 people in Sao Paulo. Yeah, bring it on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, mad.
It is mad, but that must mean that you guys are doing something right to gain traction that far from here in the UK to get some interest. So perhaps it's a sign to say you need to go to those countries to build on that success so far.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think you're right. And the other thing is with social media, like you say, and streaming services these days, you can almost when you put a song out there, you can get an instant reaction
Mm.
to what's going on almost. Um, but yeah, we have loads of people messaging us like, come to New York and come to Brazil and come and do this, and we're like, yeah, do you know what? If we can make it work and it works, it's viable for us. We'd love to come out there eventually. So yeah, hopefully that continues and it just keeps going up and up, and we can eventually get out to those places.
Yeah, that'd be very, very cool for you guys to do so.
Mm.
And I would love to one day go to New York.
Yeah, wouldn't we all? I'd love to go.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone's happy to, buy you to go there or to pay for your travel costs, then yeah, definitely go.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I will say this. I got an email I think yesterday because I feature a lot of bare knuckle fighters. Had a few boxes on the show as well. And
Hmm.
yesterday I got an email saying, "Oh yeah, we've got the show on April the 25th." Somewhere I think in New York, I think it was, and oh yeah, we would love for you to fight on it. I'm thinking, well, number one, I'm not going to New York. Number two, I'm not going to fight on this promotion, real or not. So I said to him, I think you got the wrong email, and I am a podcaster. I'm happy to have your fighters on the show, but I am not getting involved in any podcast. So very confused with the email I got there, but very strange. But yeah, interesting.
You were almost close to going to New York there, but
Yeah.
close but no cigar.
Yeah. Hey, they want to bring me into New York, then yeah, I'm happy to go. But yeah,
100%.
I'm not. Do a bit of sightseeing, go to Times Square, you know, go to the Statue of Liberty, go to the Manhattan Center, even the Madison Square Gardens. I bet I'd be a goal for you guys to perform in the MSG.
Oh yeah, that'd be so many of my favorite bands have played there. And I just think that would be a bucket list moment. Even if we were on a support or something,
Yeah.
I'd tick that off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tick it off
100%.
indeed. Yeah. Talk to me about where my listeners can also, viewers can not only just follow you guys and follow yourself, but also be able to pre-order the new EP Best Medicine and where they can buy maybe a physical copy instead if they don't want to stream it.
So you can go to www.revenantsongs.co.uk, and you can find you can pre-order the new EP, you can pre-order merchandise bundles, as well as get all the things that we've done before. Our socials are there as well, but we're on Facebook as Revenant Songs also. Instagram is rvnt.band. And TikTok, we're very blessed. If you just put Revenant Band into TikTok, you'll see us, and we've got about 12,500 followers on there, which is mad.
Yeah.
But if all else fails, head to the website and you can get everything there and click on the links there as well.
Perfect. And I'm guessing you're on YouTube as well?
Oh, sorry, yes, we are. All of our music videos are on there, including the new one for Best Medicine. And I would encourage people to go and watch it because there is, right at the end, I walk into a door. So if people can see if they can spot that would be great. Leave a comment.
If I could just get you on that comment on that thought, was that meant to happen or did it happen by mistake? I thought that's too funny to not to take out.
It was 100% that. So Phil, the guy who filmed it, our videographer, Phil White, he said he wanted to get the shot of us finishing the song and walking out, and so he set the camera up and he left it running, and then right at the end I disappear from shot and walk into the door and you can hear me hit it and everyone laughing, and he was like, yeah, we'll just leave that in.
You didn't even get a say, did you, in that conversation?
It was hilarious though, so I was all for it.
Right, fair enough. Well, at least you're on board with it. But make sure you check out the YouTube video to catch that moment as well. But I will also link the YouTube link in my description of the YouTube video, and I will also link the YouTube and the Spotify or Apple Music on my audio sites as well for my listeners or viewers to check it out. But I think you probably got way more followers than I do, especially on TikTok. But yeah, just keep up the great work. I
know. Appreciate it. And I think social media is one of those necessary evils, right? But I think we're super blessed with all the fans that have come through and talked to us on there. So look forward to many more.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we wrap this up, I want to give you the final thought of this episode. So do say what you need to say, because I might not mention something which you think is very important to mention. So I'll give you the final thought.
I think we've covered everything nicely, really. But I'm going to use this bit to just say if there's any people, any aspiring musicians out there that think that they can't do it, or they will never hit the heady heights of someone like their favorite band, just keep going, just play, because ultimately those that just play and do it for the right reasons, they will always be heard one way, shape or another. And I'm just as happy playing Down the Dog and Duck to 3 people than I am to 3,000 people. And I think if you truly do enjoy what you're doing, just keep going with it.
Good advice. Good advice indeed. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show tonight. And I hope you do go on YouTube and search this channel and see what you think of some of the people I've had on the show.
Yeah, no, I've had a great time, and I will do exactly that. That's going to be what I'm going to do the rest of the night.
Yeah, well, please do, because I would love to hear your thoughts. Because we've had a great mixture of people. We've had on the legendary duo of Right Said Fred with their,
Love that.
with their, yeah. We've had them on once before. We've had on a band called Web Theory as well, a good rock band from America. They've been on as well. So yeah, great people. But yeah, it's always a great to have you on as well to add to that collection of people to be on the show. Before you do go, I want to know any suggestions of who should come on the show after yourself.
Oh my.
Getting your brain to work again.
Yeah, who would I get to come on the show? I think Carl is in another band called our drummer is in about another band called Small Town Saviors. They'd be great because they're a good laugh as well. And then I think other bands that we've played with, like bands like Florence. There's a band called Florence Black. We Three Kings, who we played with at the 5 Volt Battle of the Bands. Yeah. They'd be great. So they'd be my top tips off the top.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And make sure to follow and like my guests here, and make sure you share the video, tell me about my guest Sam and his great band, Revenant, and make sure to purchase the new EP, Best Medicine, which you can pre-order right now. Comes on April the 11th. And if you don't buy it, if you don't want to see them in person on tour in later this year and in the future, then you can be square, because you're missing out on the catchiness band in the business at the moment.
Amen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you like the episode and want to see more of my great episodes, then make sure to smash that like button, share the video around, tell everybody about this video, about Sam, about the best kept secret here on youtube.com, and as well leave a comment for any future questions you may have for my guest Sam, or for the whole band, for Revenant as well. And make sure as well to smash that subscribe button and help me to get to 300 subscribers. And as of this video dated the 10th of March 2025, I've got over 290 subscribers. Not as much as, of course, my good guy here Sam, who's got thousands of
no, come on. We need to get you. We need to knock you over that edge. Yeah. So if any Revenant fans, we'll get that knocked over the edge for you.
Yeah, please do. Thank you so much. And until the next episode, whenever that might be, enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon or wherever you're listening or watching this.